Hey guys, I've got a story of miraculous wonder of willpower coupled with a bit of romance to share with you all. And trust me when I say this is absolutely life changing, certainly changed my life, and I hope this story is able to inspire you all to live a life of wonder. So I was out in South Korea about 3 weeks ago, having the absolute adventure of my life. Amazing food, check. Made over a dozen friends, check. Hiked a volcano, check. Just pretty much anything you can think of. I was just traveling all over. And at this point in the trip, I had a bunch of dirty laundry need to be washed. At this hotel here in South Jeju, as I'm pressing the button on the washer machine, for the life of me, I cannot get a washer going. Everything's in Korean. So I walked down to the receptionist area and tried to look for people to help me out. Unfortunately, the receptionist was not there. Looking around, I saw this young lady playing on her phone. So I thought to myself, she's the only person I can ask for help. Approached her, I said, "Hey, do you happen to speak English?" And then she said, "Yeah." And then, "Perfect. You know Korean?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Awesome. Just a person I need to help me out." So I enrolled her to help me out, asked her to come back to the washer room with me, and then she helped me press a button, got a washer started. And one of the reason that she spoke pretty good English, as it turns out, a little bit of background, you all know me. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. That's where I grew up. And I went to Arizona State University for my grad school. So check this out. She actually went there for her undergraduate program close to 10 years ago. And she majored in English. And that's the reason why that she was able to communicate with me in English. I'm like, oh my gosh, just I feel incredibly blessed and grateful. And moments like this when God puts someone like that in your life. And I'm certainly wasn't going to let that opportunity slip by. We had a few more short exchange of a great conversation, reminiscing back the days of her adolescence, going back to her college days. And I thought to myself, and I just want to be upfront with people. And in that moment, I decided to ask her out. And I said, "Hey, just want to be upfront that I'm going to be going back to the States. Don't plan to move Korea anytime in the future. But I would love to invite you on a date. We can enjoy each other's company, create some amazing memories, and then get to know each other's childhood and kind of like culture growing up." And she thought about that. She's like, "Okay, yeah, I'd be down for that." So I'm like, "Yes, awesome." So fast forward like a few more days, I'm back in Seoul at this time, and just so happens she also lives in Seoul. Most Koreans do, and we were gonna meet at the bottom of the subway station. And I should also preface, the night before, I thought to myself, this is kind of a very special magic moment, especially that what are the chances I met someone from the same school? So I thought about getting her just like a small present. Then, of all the things that I looked around that was in my bag, maybe I could even buy something for her. Then I came to realize there was the perfect thing I could have given her, which was my pen that I used to journal with. I always carry a pen in my journaling, and this was for my graduating class of ASU. It was a very good pen. It's a little bit used, obviously, over the years by me. The paint is a little bit chipped off. Nevertheless, I thought to myself, wow, what amazing memento souvenir this would be for her. Just allow her to reminiscing a moment back into her adolescence when she was in college. So I cleaned up the pen the best I could, wrapped it up. I was going to present to her as a gift tomorrow. And when I met up with her at the bottom of the subway station where we were meeting up, her name is Claire, by the way. Unbeknownst to me, Claire also brought me a present. And check this out, guys. I'm actually going to show you guys a photo. She showed up with like this big lunch bag of goodie bag. And I'm thinking myself, like, okay, are we going to like picnic or something like that? I mean, I'd be down for a picnic if that's what she had in mind. Then I came to realize, wait a minute. And she told me that no, I baked you like a bunch of snacks and cookies because you're gonna be on a plane ride in about 48 to 72 hours from now. I just thought if I can get you some cookies, you don't have to buy food at the airport. And I thought to myself, wow, that is like so special. That is like so sweet. Girls, I date in America certainly don't do that, especially not on the first date. But for her to be so considerate, just bake me a bunch of cookies. And later, when I opened the bag, I came to realize it was actually like one of each cookie because she didn't know what I like. So she put in an effort to like bake one chocolate chip, like one peanut butter, one cinnamon. It was just like, it was very heartwarming to see someone put in that much thought and consideration into a gift. And I'll never forget it. So fast forward a little bit more. For the next 3 hours or so, we had an absolute amazing conversation. We talked about our childhood. We talked about our cultural upbringing, society expectation in Korea and stuff like that. What was it like growing up there? What were some of your greatest fears? What were your aspirations like, passion, side projects, and stuff like that? And in conversations like that makes you just be so in tune in the moment because it's so vastly different than like a typical interview or maybe even just like a friendly conversation with a stranger. When you're able to go on a date with someone and really dive deep into the things that maybe things that make them vulnerable, maybe there are things that really had affect their childhood upbringing, cultural expectation, whatever the case might be, you really get a deeper sense of that person and everything that's kind of important to them. And I learned so much about the Korean culture through her. I probably learned more from that 3 hours conversation than I probably did the whole 3 weeks I was over there talking to different people. So absolutely amazing. And of course, I get a chance to share with her my upbringing here in America, what was like growing up here, vice versa. And at this point of the evening, we've just finished the dinner. Time was kind of ticking. And we kind of knew that in about an hour or two, we would say goodbye to one another. And you might be thinking, wow, at this point of the date, uh, this feels like a 9 out of 10 already. You're absolutely right. It does feel and sound pretty good, but I'm here to tell you, well, the magic's just getting started. So get ready and buckle in. All right. So at this point in the evening, we just finished eating, and this is about like 8 o'clock. I want to say 8ish or so. And she just asked me, she kind of looked at me and said, is there anything I can help you out with? And thinking to myself, actually, there is. Actually, I would love to get the important women in my life as some cosmetic item. My mom, my sister, some good friends back home in America. Like, hey, but I'm drawing a blank when it comes down to beauty products. I just don't know anything about it. So I would love for your recommendation on what are some items that you like or you enjoy using yourself, and therefore I can buy those items for them rather than just me randomly go to a store and buy some. And she said, yeah, I would love to help you out with that. And as we're walking, she suggested this store called Olive Young. And now, if you guys, anybody, you guys went to South Korea, they're all over Korea. And the easiest way for me to explain Olive Young would be they're kind of like Sephora, but maybe a little bit more smaller, a little bit more boutique feeling to it. It's a chain store, and everything they sell inside is pretty much like cosmetic items. So there's a wide range selection, pretty good quality at a very reasonable price. So as we're walking towards the store, she started telling me how there's this VIP program. And in a VIP program, you got to spend like X amount of money in a certain rolling period. After you spend that money, you get like the seasonal sampler for free. And I'm sure you get like other perks that come with it. Again, I don't know any of how that works, but why was able to kind of pick up was the unspoken words. Now, Claire, being a part-time English teacher, she makes a very modest living. And when she kind of explained the whole VIP program to me, I kind of was able to kind of pull a two to two together to say that, it's probably, she always try to look for stuff that's on sale, the discount. And she's never made it that program. And in that moment, part of me, my heart sunk a bit, and I stopped walking. And then she turned around. She said, "Is everything okay?" And I looked at her. I just kind of looked at her right in the eye, and I said, "It just felt like this ignition of something like clicked inside of me. Claire, tonight's the night. Tonight is the night that you're gonna be a VIP." And then she was just kind of shocked. She's like, "What do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money, and I'm not going to ask you to spend that kind of money on my behalf." And I looked at her. I said, it's kind of cool you think that way in the traditional sense, but the way I see it, you are a VIP not because how much money you spend. You're a VIP because you've been shopping there for close to 10 years. And why don't we just go in there, ask them, and tell them your story, and ask for the VIP sampler? If we have to escalate to the manager, I'll help you do that. And in that moment, like her face like turned red. Like she was just like, no, I am not doing that. There's no way that on earth am I gonna go in there. This is just so embarrassing to ask for free stuff. And it's like this is against the rules and all of that. And also just to give a little bit of preface, her being a part-time teacher, certainly the type of person that does everything by the rules. And you all know me, I'm all about living life of wonder, so I'm always about bending the rules. And sometimes that you just see so much for someone. You just see the capability of someone, what someone's capable of. You just see the greater version of themselves, and you kind of hold them to a higher standard almost. I know I certainly do that a lot of times, even though I barely know this girl. So I asked her again with a little bit more enthusiasm this time. I just said, Claire, tonight is your night. This is your moment. I'm with you. Let's do this. You don't have to do it alone. But imagine how this would change the trajectory of your life. No longer are you just going to be a normal patron. You get to look back and reflect back on your loyalty and how long you've been shopping here. And then there's something to be said about that. And then she looked at me. She's like, "Yeah, I am not going in there and ask for free stuff. I'm not going to go in there act like a VIP." And then no, especially not in Gangnam, Seoul. And by the way, this is where we're at. We're currently located here in Gangnam, South Korea. And for any of you guys that don't know Gangnam, Gangnam is kind of like the bougie area, the plastic surgery capital of the world. And there's like plastic surgeons every corner, beauty salons, hair, you name it. It's really kind of known for that vibe. Fast forward a little bit more, I thought to myself, well, she said no again. I'm gonna have to ask again, because sometimes you just believe in so much for something in someone that you kind of just keep asking until they say yes. That was certainly me in that moment. So I asked her a third time with a little bit more conviction, a little bit more passion this time. And at this point, it went from cute, kind of funny, to now she just kind of flat out annoyed and a little bit aggravated. And I can sense her kind of distance herself from me. And I also knew that if I push her one more time, she was likely going to walk out on me on a date. But I didn't want like this moment to stop, because I just see something so much greater for her than the current narrative that she kind of told herself. So, and it just kind of dawned on me that there are moments in life that you kind of knew that maybe this is the last time you'll ever see that person in life. This could be the last time I'll ever see this gal in my life. And if that's that moment, well, this moment's not about me. It's about how can I support her? How can I really inspire and aspire her to become the greatest version of herself? So I came to a conclusion, well, she just needs to see someone to demonstrate that for her. And it could be really anybody, but really the only person that was able to demonstrate would be me. And I had to do something I really didn't want to do, going to an all-women cosmetics store on my Google Translator and ask for free stuff. But I muster my courage and kind of going to have to show her. So I asked if she wants to join me as I go ask on her behalf. And she says, no, I am definitely not getting involved in your shenanigans. This is like secondhand embarrassment. That's what she told me. I am not getting involved in secondhand embarrassment. This is just crazy. Then I said, how about this? What if you just like pretend like you don't know me? Just stand like 20 feet away as I go ask for free stuff. Just kind of observe the situation. Pretend you're like a random shopper. And then she finally agreed after that, after all of that. And for the next part of the story here, well, we actually recorded part of this on Reel, so I'm actually going to share that with you guys. I apologize for the bad quality of the camera. As you can all tell how kind of raw that moment was. Adrenaline was kind of going through everything. I walked into the Olive Young store right here in Shinsa, which is the biggest Olive Young store in South Korea. Let you guys maybe also see the other building around us. Hi, Claire. She didn't want to be in the photo.
Do this. I don't know when's the next time I'll be in Korea. And if this is the last time I'll see her in my life, this moment, it's not about me. It's about showing her the magic of what is possible in life. The store is located in the plastic surgery capital of the world. Every lady inside looked like a 10 or 11. And here I am, average dude, demonstrating totally opposite energy compared to all these high-end ladies. And what I lacked in vanity and plastic surgery, I made up for it in bravery and faith in God. I don't speak Korean, so I had to do this over Google Translate in hopes I get a VIP sampler. I made a silly face to the cashier and she laughed.
We go in there, ask for a free product. And then they say, well, you kind of have to buy something for a free product. We can't just be offering stuff for free. And then she told me that through Google Translate. So I ended up buying the cheapest serum right here, which is it. Gave me like this toner and a bunch of like this other acne cream and acne. I'm gonna give her the biggest tip afterwards because I know it's against the rules to accept tip.
Oh, lucky you.
It's not just me, anybody can do it.
One of the most memorable days in my life.
How so?
Because, oh my gosh. I enjoyed the conversation with you. And the second most memorable breaking into going to the clerk with your Google Translator, and then asking for free stuffs. And I didn't expect you to succeed getting free stuffs from the clerk. And you bought like 3,001 serum. That's like a little more than $2. And then you got like a bunch of free stuff. And I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, Claire, this just kind of goes to show you anything is possible in life. You just gotta take the chance and always remember that your self-confidence is the most beautiful outfit you can ever wear in life. And the magic is in the possibilities. It really is.
But I will take less risk, and I will take less benefit.
And I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, this is kind of an incredible story, and this probably meant so much for her. Absolutely. The moment when a cashier started handing me those free stuff, when Claire saw me, how her jaw just hit the ground, I'll never forget that look on her face, where she just made the biggest O face. And I thought to myself, man, I need more of those moments in life where I am able to help inspire others to live into their greatest moments. As we walked out, we looked at one another and just, again reaffirmed her that, hey, in a world where everyone's so focused on vanity, the most beautiful outfit we all can wear is our self-confidence. And that really resonated with her. I could really tell that she took that in. And it's just so crazy how someone could be going to the same store, the same alleyway for like 10 years, doing the same routine stuff for 10 years. All it took was somebody else with a different narrative, a different perspective come into that person's life to change the trajectory of where they're going. And fast forward a little bit. So afterwards, we gave each other biggest hug, said our goodbyes, and she definitely wanted me to reach out. I don't want to make any promises because it is like 2,000 miles away and everything. But what I do know is just like, wow, what an amazing moment that was. What an incredible evening that was, make a difference in someone's life. I then met up with my friends, just kind of say goodbye to everybody. And in that moment, I got a message from her, which actually I'm going to share with you guys shortly. It was one of the most sincere, genuine, and life-changing compliments I have ever received in my life. So here it is. In her language, she said, I had big fun with you. And I just thought that was just so spontaneous, so sweet. But really the next part where she said, a whole new world. And I thought to myself, a whole new world, this is kind of cool. And it literally took me about like 5 minutes to actually recognize that as I was walking back to my lodging that evening. When I recognized that it was the theme song from Aladdin, Whole New World, where Aladdin went on the magic carpet to pick up Princess Jasmine, and they go on this magic carpet ride. That was the metaphor she used, because that's exactly what happened this evening. Somebody showed her the possibility that came into her life of living a whole new world. I just thought it was so appropriate, and it was just so spot on. It really lit me up. What was impactful for me, because now the wonder is no longer just in my head. The music's not just in my head anymore. It is all around me. She was able to see it and hear it. And that was just such a special moment for me as well. So I want to share that story of inspiration with you all, and hope that it's able to inspire you all to live a life full of wonder, live a life full of possibility, how you too can make a difference in someone's life. It doesn't have to cost money. It doesn't have to require a significant notoriety, vanity, or anything of that sort. All it took was you just believing in someone, willing to take a chance on someone. And sometimes you're willing to show them the ropes. And hope you all have a great rest of the day. God bless you all. More stories like this upcoming on the channel. Here. Hey guys, I don't run any ads in this podcast because my mission is to make an impact in your life and help you move the needle towards your aspiration. It will mean a lot to me if you subscribe, share, or leave a comment. I would love to hear from you so we can spread the word and make a further impact together.